Also looks like I have a hickey right here. It's not a hickey. I don't know what it is. I scratched myself. But I'm too lazy to put my work shirt back on. Hello, and welcome to Losing My Knit Vlogmas 2024, aka 12 Days of Christmas, Day 6. I'm going to talk about dream knits. You're also getting tired, Jeff, this is at the end of the day. After work is done, recording this real quick, is making the list of sort of what my dream knits are. And there's a couple I knew right off the top of my head, things that I wanted to do, but there's not as many as I thought there would be. I think with knitting, I've just sort of been like, oh, I want to do this. I want to, that sounds neat. Let's try it. And I just kind of dived in into them. Sometimes I was way over my head and I had to set it aside and wait. Other times I did it successfully and was like, heck yeah, this is it. I'm awesome. I'm doing it. Yeah, so there's no real, looking at the list, there are 3 things. It's not a knit, so I should have called this Dream Crafts. I want to do some amigurumi. I love when people show it. It just looks so intricate. I do have a small kit. If I remember, I'll take a photo of it. One of my old coworkers, she said, she somehow ended up with 2 of them. She's not a crocheter. And she's like, here, I brought this in for you. And it's a little unicorn. I was like, this is so cool. And so I would love to learn that, you know, to make them for myself. But also I think they'd be great little gifts. That's the one crochet thing I put on here. I mean, I think I could learn to dream knit Tunisian crochet. I love how that looks, especially in like the larger blankets, sort of that interlocking pattern right there. That's it. That's what I want to do. So there's another one, a blanket. Yeah, I just feel like that would be such a cool thing. So that's, you know, that's another craft that I would need to learn. But I love that. It looks like I would love that texture, but I love the way that it looks when it's in a larger, longer yarn row, a larger pattern. 3 of these are sweaters. I would love to make an all-over cable sweater. The good news is I'm doing a test knit on one, so I am actively working on one of my dream knits. It is the Arden Pullover by Rastus Hsu. I showed it previously, and I'll put a photo here of the gauge swatches that I made. I'm having to redo one of them, but I'm excited for it. It's also in one of my favorite colors, so I will have one of those in the next 3 months. Another, a cardigan. I run hot, so I feel like a cardigan would be good. I can just take it on and off. I have yarn for one. I have the pattern. It is I'm going to say it's the Trinigan cardigan by Andrea Mowry. She released it last year, I think. And my plan is not to do it in spin cycle because that is very expensive, but I'm going to do it in Cascade 220 Wave. I don't remember the colors. I'll put them here if I remember, but one is like blue-green heavier on the blue, and one is like green-blue heavier on the green. And I'll kind of do the reverse, you know, follow the pattern and have them interlock that way. So a cardigan, I think, is something I would... I've always wanted to make one, but I've never tried. And so it'll be interesting to see that. There's 2 more sweaters, so there's 4 sweaters total. The 3rd sweater I have shown in, I don't remember what episode, which version, what day of Vlogmas it was. But I want to recreate the sweater that Charlie wore in Heartstopper. This is the sweater. I have yarn. I think I have enough yarn. I have mapped out. I have sketched out the repeats. Like I just have to do it. And I have a pattern I think I can base it off of. I just don't have... One day it'll click and it'll be like, you've got the confidence, go do this. you know the stitch count, just go do it. And when that day comes, I'm going to work on it, and I'm going to be done really, really fast. The other sweater that I want to make is, I think I would like to make a traditional Fair Isle sweater. I say traditional, but by traditional I mean color work all over. There's some really cool modern sweaters that you can do all over color work. Maybe I would do like a traditional one with the traditional designs and the maybe even the colors. That could be like a go there, buy the yarn and do it type project. Or I have no idea what the pattern's called, but I'll put the name right here. Someone last year, I think, maybe earlier this year, released the charts for a Studio Ghibli all over color work. This is a photo of the pattern of the Ravelry page, and obsessed. I love it. Like, I love Studio Ghibli. I love the soundtracks. I love the films. But I feel like that could also be really cool and like a modern one, and just maybe find a way to incorporate some of those traditional patterns in with a mixture of the Studio Ghibli fantastic creatures and beings. That could be really cool. The last item that I have on my list that I'm sort of really interested in making, it's lace work. I've done some like chunky lace, those lace pieces, the Paris Toujours shawl, the Valley of the Lilies baby blanket. Those have lace work in them, but it's not all over lace. And I feel like I have attempted another pattern. If I can find it, I'll put it right here. There are these really beautiful, this designer, he does really beautiful geometric lace patterns. I think that's one of the challenges that I found with lace, is that it's very floral and flowery and very almost rounded, or natural maybe is the word. But this designer does very like graphic. They're square. The lines are they're crisp lines, and they're kind of almost Escher-esque. So I have tried that. The problem is it's only charted, and I don't read charts very well. You write out the line, I can do it. But a chart, I struggle with a chart, so I need to figure out how to do that. Either I need to write out the entire chart. I can read it, I just can't read it and knit it at the same time. So I either need to figure out how to write out the chart, or learn how to read the chart a lot better as I'm doing it, because I would love to make some of those. But the dream knit when it comes to lace work is I would love to make a hat shawl. This is a photo of one. It's called The Modern Day by Kate Davies. That is the traditional way that you block a hat shawl. I don't even know if I would wear it, but I think just the feat of knitting one is just, it would be so cool, like to be able to say, I did this, and I mean, I don't know how I would block it. I guess I would pin it to the biggest wall in our house. But yeah, like it's one of those things. And the way that you generally wear it, I think, is you fold it half diagonally, and they're big. But like that is just like top of the dream pile. That's the furthest one away. But you never know. I could get there one day. I should probably figure out how to knit a lace shawl, not even a shawl, maybe a scarf that's like a third that size or a quarter that size. But this is dream knits. These are the dreams, the dreams further down the line. Those are the physical items that I know I want to do. The last two things that I put on there are techniques. I don't know if they're dreams or if they're more just like next ones that I want to try. I know they're not hard. I understand the premise of them. I've watched people do them on YouTube, or I've seen them in person. But I conquered modular knitting with the Go-Go Dynamo shawl. So I'm like all in. I'm going to go do some of those other Stephen West ones that I've been avoiding and putting off. But these two are intarsia and double knitting. Intarsia, it freaks me out. for multiple reasons. Just the idea of having like the bobbins on the back and then just, I guess, wrapping it around. I understand the premise, but I'm like, what if it comes undone, like when you're wearing it, or if you give it as a gift? So like, I think if I do that, I will start with a simple project, maybe a blanket, with like big squares, and then, you connect them together. And then double knitting, that one I'm really interested in. One of my book blogger friends is also a knitter, and she's knit some really cool Star Wars ones, where like the front will be white and we'll have a pattern, and the back will be black and we'll have a different pattern. So I feel like that can be really cool, and I feel like there's some really cool things you can do with that, and some really cool patterns. But yeah, so those are sort of the two techniques that I would like to try. They're kind of in that dream section, because Intarsia's terrifying. Maybe Interlock too, but more so the other ones. Yeah. So what are you dying to knit? What are your dream knits? Do you want to knit a hap shawl? Did you know what a hap shawl was? I learned from another podcast. I can't even remember which one. But yeah. So hopefully this time next year I will have done one, if not two, of these dream knits, and then I have to start dreaming bigger. But yeah, tell me below what your thoughts are on dream knitting, and sort of your aspirational knitting that you would love to do. Casting off for now. I will see you in a couple of days.